Hello everyone! How's it going? Welcome. I'm glad it's finally cooled down. Christ, everyone's been telling me you are so tanned. Everyone's like shocked by how tanned I am, but I think I'm starting to get a bit crispy, like a bit burnt. I'm glad it's like cooled down a bit today. I can't do the heat. I've been struggling, to be honest. I haven't actually been wearing sun cream either. I think we probably have got sunstroke, yeah. Elgin, welcome. Tony, Jed, welcome. Thanks for the kind words about the new video. Appreciate it. Chelt, Craig, Tracy, Barclay, Morgan. Now then. Welcome everyone. You look better looking tonight, thanks. You don't wear sun cream? You've all seen the title of the video, the title of the live stream. Jakeys leaving. He's gone. That's it. It's the end of an era. He's been poached by another local business. They've seen his raw talent and they've offered him a job, and he's took it. He's gone. So end of September. I haven't actually burnt myself. I'm actually fine. That's just a mask, that is. I'm feeling great. Go on, Jakey. He's making his business and he's taking over. I'm only joking. He hasn't been poached. He is leaving for a while. 3 months. He's going to Australia. Put the mask back on. He's buzzing off to Australia. Why? Why does this job send everyone off to Australia? First my brother, now Jakey. He's going for 3 months, so I'll be back on my own again. Wondering what to do. Had a good chat with Rich the other night. Thinking about, I think me and Rich are definitely going to be doing something during that period. Only trouble is he lives like an hour away, so I just feel bad like getting him to do like a 2-hour round trip every morning just to do some like farty little job, but he seems keen. So why have I got a blue star next to my name? It's because you're a member, Morgan. It's because you're a cheeky member. You must be paying too much. That trip has got nothing to do with me. He's very good with his money. He's been saving since he started working. Has everyone got a drink? Get yourselves a drink. It's Monday night. It's the 14th of, what are we in, July? I've got some little 0% non-alky bees. Let's get lit. Yeah, so I don't really know what the plan is over the next couple of months. I've got some thinking to do. I've got some business thinking to do. Washy. 24 months, Craig. Right, everyone. Pressure washers after hours. Yeah, here we go, actually. Yeah. This is something fun to talk about. Craig's organising a pressure washing night out, whatever that means. We're all going to go out. We're all going to drink milk. And have a very casual, laid back. He's thinking go-karting, which I'm down for. If anyone wants to meet up, Craig, how do you want... Thank you for the 24 months, by the way. How would you like people to express interest, Craig? Do they just message you? How do they get hold of you? Because you're the man to get hold of, aren't you? Where's the cup holder from? Sophie bought it me for Father's Day, I think. Husky. It's a cooler. It keeps your beer cool. And it's got a little bottle opener on the bottom as well. It's really good. Doing a 7-hour course for us all. Camden Pales, nice. Just had a tea, nice. I think I might be getting a little coffee on the way soon. Is Macintosh going? I don't know if he's been invited. I'm sure he'd be very welcome. Pressure washing sausage fest. There you go. Can I come and get some experience with you? We're not going to be actually on the tools. It's a night out. We're going to be off the tools for a day. By the way, if anyone needs any cheap Nexus Titan, Tom from CleanLink just put in the Discord that he's got 10 tubs. He said, I've got 10 tubs of basalt and 10 tubs of grey. I'll let go at cost because I need the space. So get in touch with Tom from CleanLink if anyone wants some cheap tubs of Titan. Just drop me a message on Discord or message me for a link on Facebook. What's your Facebook? Because some of these people that might want to join, this could get big. There might be more people interested than you might think. What are you on Facebook? Washies exterior cleaning? I've typed in Washies exterior cleaning and Cedars with his top off. Cedars. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That's such a surprise. That's a lovely little shock, that is. Thank you. Oh, ow. You okay? Where you going? You got your handbag on?
Bring it upstairs.
Okay. Craig, what is it? Washi? It's not Washi. What's your Facebook, Craig? Dominating in his pink tutu. I know, did everyone see that? Everyone was racking on about his nails, his painted nails.
No more painting nails from today, guys. Feel like I need to be a bit more manly and get back to doing manly jet wash. Sorry for offending people. Let's crack on.
That's so good. That is so good. Oh, he's messaged me. Craig's messaged me. Facebook. I typed in washies and it didn't come up. There we go, everyone. Message Craig from Washies Exterior Cleaning if you want to come on the night out that he's organising. Thinking go-karting. Did you say something about bottomless brunch or something? Hotel. He's on about hotel as well. He's like going all in. Sounds lit. I got a £50 tip today on top of the £310 for the jet wash driveway. He said he was with my work and the quote system all down to you. Cheers, Steve. He said he was with my work. The quote system all down to you. Oh, Steve. Well done, mate. I'm glad things are working for you. You come in every week with a little success story, which is very cool. I'm glad things are going well. Evening all. Work's dropped off massively. We should do this poll every week because I'd like to keep track of how busy, because I've got like a warped perspective of how busy stuff is because I'm fairly busy at the minute. So let's do a little poll, see how busy people are. I am busy, not busy, same as usual. Off the tools talking about work all night. That's what it will be. We'll be talking about nozzles and PPE. Typical I need buff. If you're ever in the Shire and need a hand, more than happy to help. In the Shire? Oh, where's the Shire? Chelt, I can't remember where you're from, mate. I'm sorry. Shire. Worcestershire. Go-karting, hotel, bottomless brunch, then clubs till 4 a.m. It's a networking tax write-off. You will not catch me clubbing till 4 a.m. I can guarantee you. I'll probably be going home at about 10, 11. 100%. 100%. I've stopped due to the hosepipe ban. Lindsay, the hosepipe ban does not apply to businesses that rely on it for their income. Work slowed down, thinking of going to Australia with my turbo. Mate, it seems to be the way forward. Everyone's going to Australia. Is the bottomless brunch Asda? Possibly. Possibly. Gloucestershire, Cheltenham. Oh, I see. We don't tend to work over that way very often, to be fair. Jakeys leaving party. That's a good point. Yeah, we could do it. We could do it before Jakey leaves. That would be cool. He leaves on, I think, the 30th of September. So if we can do it before that, that'd be actually cool. I'm late and see my name. We were just talking about your tutu, mate. Your tutu episode. Fantastic. $27 votes. This is interesting. 41% of you say you're busy. 41% of you say you're not busy. And 19% of you say that you're the same as usual. That maths doesn't seem to add up. 41, 41 and 19. I think there's a percent missing there. Or a percent added on. I can help with jobs around Worcester, but I'm not going topless. We only employ... You can't have a job unless you're willing to wear a vest. And go on camera. Have the camera awkwardly pointed at you at the most inconvenient times. We tried an electric leaf blower today. So my Titan leaf blower, little petrol one, well, it's broke twice. It could have been down to me. It seems to be, both times that it's broken, seems to be when I've put fuel in it without mixing in the additive, the 2-stroke additive. And for some reason, both times I've done that, because I ran out of additive, it broke. Took it back. They replaced it. It broke again. Could have been to do with the additive again. It started like knocking and rattling. The engine started rattling. Who knows? Took it back, and he said it is still under warranty, but we're not doing refunds or replacements on these now. It's on the repair list, so I've got to take it off you, send it back to head office to get repaired, and it could take like a week. I'm like, well, we use it every day, and so I sort of need my leaf blower. Can't go a week without one. And he said, well, you could just buy a new one in the meantime and hope that you get a refund rather than a replacement. And I was like, yeah, I don't really want to rely on that though. And then he said, oh, by the way, to bring it back to us, you need to make sure it's empty. It can't have fuel in it. And so I went and like emptied the fuel back into a fuel can, which is lucky because if they had have took it back and noticed there was no additive in the fuel, I might not have been entitled to a refund. But emptied the fuel out, went back in, and he said, by the way, it's not on the refund list. I thought it was, but it's not. And so, sorry, the repair list. I thought it was, but it's not. So I can offer you a replacement. I was like, sweet. He said, but we haven't got one in stock. And the other branch in Redditch hasn't got one in stock. And actually, the warehouse hasn't got one in stock. So I can't offer you a replacement. I was like, God, this is a emotional roller coaster. And then he said, I'll have to just give you a refund. I was like, sweet. So I ended up buying the Titan electric, the battery powered one, and we don't like it. We've got this one, look. We don't like it. It's not powerful enough. The reason I wanted this one is because I've got a 5 amp hour, same battery but bigger, for my electric lawnmower that I bought for Luca. And so I thought, it comes with a battery. I'll have a spare battery. I can have one on charge at home while we take the other one out with us, and I can just like swap them over. So I thought that'd be ideal. But it's just like airflow 492. I wonder how that compares to my petrol one I got. I don't think they're selling the petrol ones anymore. The Titan stuff, they don't seem to be selling the Titan petrol stuff. The chap in the shop said to me, I think they were having too many refunds. It's not even on the website anymore. He said, I think they're having too many refunds, so they've gone electric instead. So it's not even on the website. How does it compare to like a good one? Like a spenny one? 170 mile an hour airspeed. That's a petrol one. 67 mile per hour airflow. Ah. I should have just got something like that, shouldn't I? I don't really want a backpack one though. That's a bit bulky. Does anyone else use a backpack one? I feel like I don't really want to be carrying that around. Jakey's leaving. He's going away for 3 months. He's going to Australia. Poll to get Jakey on stream before he leaves. That's a good idea actually. I'll pose that to him on Wednesday because we're off tomorrow. I'll see what he thinks because it is overdue. He should have been on by now. He's like he says like I'd have nothing to say, like I'd have nothing to contribute, but he would. I think he'd have quite a nice time. Grime to Prime. Do you think you'll go solo when Jakey leaves or find a Jake number 3? I think Rich will be filling in for at least the 3 months. I don't know if you've seen Rich from some of my videos. Only trouble is he lives about an hour away, so it's a bit awkward for him. God, if he was in Redditch, we'd have been working together by now already. But I just need to silence my stuff. Can we find out how the people who are busy are getting most of their leads, please? Facebook, PPC, recommendations, flyers. Yeah, for you guys that are busy, just type one word phrase or something short in the chat now to say what's working for you. That'd be really good to know, actually. Don't go into crazy detail. Just keep it short and simple so we can just get an idea. If you're busy, what's working for you? Good question, Ray. Why is Jakey leaving? He's his girlfriend is going back to Australia. She's been living over here and working over here, but she lives originally in Australia. I think her work visa's up, so she's got to go back. And she's basically asked if he wants to come back with her. And he said, I'm not going to go permanently just yet. I'm going to go and have a look and see what it's like for 3 months. And he's young. He should definitely be experiencing that sort of stuff if he's got the opportunity. Doing my first roof clean this week. Howard, we're doing one tomorrow, Wednesday as well. Can I store leftover mixed biocide, or how do I dispose of it? You can store it. You just got to remember, label it and just remember that 1, it's biocide. 2, it's diluted. So if it's... Are you talking about you're catching the runoff from the roof, or you just want to store stuff you haven't used yet? So you've pre-diluted it. You can keep it in a container, in just a clean container. Stick the lid on and it'll... I don't know how long that will last, but I've used diluted hypo. So we've got a pump sprayer that's always just got hypo in it, at 1 to 4, I think it is, roughly. And we've got I've got a big 20-litre container of all the biocide that we don't end up using in the pumps, the backpacks. I'll just pour it into there because it's all roughly around about the same dilution ratio, so I can just use it again. Ray, reach out on Discord. I'll help you get busy, mate. Craig, those are big words. Those are fighting words. You reckon you can help someone get busy? I feel like Craig's smashing it, to be fair. He seems to know what he's doing. Hi, can I ask AFC, welcome. When do you use the chemicals and surface cleaner, and when is the right time to use the jet washer? Do you mean the Lance versus the surface cleaner? So at the minute, we're always using chemicals pretty much on every surface. Sometimes if we're doing a tarmac restoration, we don't tend to biocide the tarmac if there's no issues with moss and stuff. If it's just surface debris and a bit of algae, we won't bother biociding the surface because I don't personally think it would benefit from it. If it's super mossy, then we will. So even block paving, we're putting some hypo down. Limestone with biociding, decking with biociding. All the patios that we clean, it's generally hypo or biocide. And then the Lance versus flat surface cleaner. I feel like the flat surface cleaner is a large object to be carrying around with you all the time if it's something that you don't need. And so I'll actually only put it in the van, even though I've got a massive van. I'll only put the flat surface cleaner in the van if I've got a big patio to do. If I've got a small patio and then a big driveway that's block paved or whatever, I just won't pack the surface cleaner because it just seems unnecessary. I can just sort of get the turbo nozzle on it or something. Turbo nozzle is fantastic for block paving, getting all the weeds out, clearing the joints. It can be too aggressive for certain slabs. I tend not to use too high pressure on like concrete slabs and stuff, so that's where the surface cleaner comes in quite nicely. Concrete, I'll normally do like a pre-treatment, a wash, like a low pressure wash with the surface cleaner, then a post-treatment, just to make sure we don't get any streaks or lines. It's kind of, once you learn how to clean each surface and sort of which chemicals are appropriate, that's when you figure out whether you think you need the surface cleaner or not. But we've actually bought one of the small 16-inch away. We bought one of these little dingers. 14-inch, sorry. Got one of these from Pressure Washer Sales and Service in Evesham. And this is a great alternative just to keep in the van at all times. So instead of carrying my big 21-inch surface cleaner about, just in case I might need it, instead I'll carry this around with me. And then when I know I've got like a big patio to clean, then I'll put the big surface cleaner in the van. Hope that answers your question. They've discontinued those Titan blowers in Screwfix, that's why they've got none in stock. Yeah, I thought that's sort of, yeah, what the guy said to me earlier. I've got a 54 volt DeWalt. I've lost the message. I've got a 54 volt DeWalt leaf blower, fantastic bit of kit. 54 volt. I wonder how many volts mine is. Oi, Magnet Fishing. I messaged you the other day asking if you wanted me to see if I could sort you out some prices for your consumables. Don't leave me hanging. Magnet Fishing Wales. Please understand, I get like 10 to 15 messages a day on all various platforms from people like asking for help and asking how I do this and where's the best place to buy this. And then I've also been getting, like, my phone's been on fire recently with like phone calls, voicemails, because I'm not able to answer all the phone calls. And then I'm getting like 4 to 5 inquiries a day sometimes. And so it's just hard to keep on top of things. So I appreciate you reaching out and offering to help. Just please understand that I'm incredibly busy at the minute and it's like mid-season. So if I don't get back to you, I'm sorry. Shoot me another message. I've got a day off tomorrow and I'll have a look. Why not buy a still petrol second-hand? Well, I really... The idea of a battery-powered leaf blower was quite attractive because I'm always like... I feel like the petrol tanks on leaf blowers, or the ones I've had anyway, are just absolutely tiny. And so you use it for like 3 or 4 jobs and then it runs out of fuel. And then you've got to either mix some fresh stuff, or the mixing canisters as well just leak and they just stink of fuel constantly. I'm always getting fuel over my hands. I'm always overfilling the fuel container. It just pisses out everywhere. And it's just a bit of a ball ache. I just don't want to be dealing with the fuel, to be honest. And there's like the risk of getting grit inside the fuel tank and stuff. And I've had that before where it's blocked up the hose, the feed hose. And I just liked the idea of... And it's always like falling over in the van and leaking fuel out because it's fell on its side, and that's probably not helped. It's probably flooded the engine or something. So I just thought, if I get a battery powered one, doesn't matter how I store it in the van, I can store it upside down if I want to, as long as it lasts long enough and it's powerful enough. Like, I can stay on top of the charging, that's not a problem. But as it is, it's not particularly powerful. In fact, it's fairly underpowered, and it lasted 2 sort of medium-sized jobs on my big battery, on my lawnmower battery. It lasted two jobs, and then the battery was almost dead. So I just don't know if it's going to be... I'm thinking about seeing if they'll have it back. Even though I've used it today, I'm thinking about just boxing it back up and saying, like, I have used it, but I don't think it's right for me. Screwfix are really good with stuff like that. They'll just say, like, is there anything wrong with it? Yeah, bring it back, yeah. That's what I did with the... if you guys have watched my sprayer video where we sprayed the drive, I took it back and I said, like, said to the guy when I bought it, I said, what if it's like not, what if it doesn't work the way I hope it works, and I've unboxed it, I've used it, and it's got like paint in it and stuff. I said, like, what happens then? He's like, just bring it back. Don't worry about it, just bring it back. I was like, what, even though I've used it and you will just give me a refund? He's like, yeah. So they're always like really good at screw fix. So I might just take it back and just say, like, I've tried it. It wasn't very powerful. The battery ran out really quick. Can I swap it for something else? I'm sure they'll swap it for me. Week off this week, then 230 square meters to repoint. Ugh, that sounds horrible. Oh, is that the one that you text me about? Are you doing that on your own? 230 square meters to repoint. Honestly, in this heat, like at the beginning of the year, I was thinking, oh, we're doing like 50, 60 square meter repointing jobs. I thought, God, we can smash these. I could do like 3 or 4 of these a week if I wanted to. Like, clean it, grind it, clean it, and repoint it all in one day. I was thinking to myself, we can smash through these, me and Jakey can. And we both said, like, we quite enjoy the work. But in this heat, it's been a different animal. It's actually been horrible. And all the brushing, it's the brushing, man. The mixing, you know, the grinding's not so bad. The issue with the grinding is like wearing a mask and stuff and sweating, and that's bad. But the actual grinding itself, when you get like a fairly easy one, when it's just old jointing compound that's all just fractured, that's easy to whip out with a grinder. When it's like thick sand and cement, that's when it gets like super dusty and takes ages to grind out. So that's not ideal. But squeegeeing it in is easy. It's just the brushing. You got to leave it for that perfect amount of time where you can just lightly brush the excess off, and then just feather over the joints with like a soft brush or something, or even the tampering tool, the pointing tool. But in the heat, everything changes. It's miserable. Rest in peace to your back, yes. Facebook has died, oh no. He will kill you. He will kill it by not putting 2-stroke in it. Oh, did I? Is that a thing then? Is that actually a thing? Did I kill it both times by not putting the oil in it? Busy through word of mouth. Organic PAP. What's PAP? PAP. But you have to be consistent and push it hard. PAP. Always a bird travelling other side of the world. Oh, travelling the other side of the world for some bit. Okay. Yep, stuff I haven't used left over in the gardener backpack. Yeah, what can also happen is your biocide, when you've mixed it in your container and stuff, and you leave it, it can sort of settle to the bottom and separate from the water, and you get like a gloopy residue in the bottom of the container. So what you want to do before you pour it out into something else, give it a real good mix up and then pour it. And hopefully you get all that crap from the bottom, because it's like super thick and sludgy depending on which biocide you're using. Level of sadness when he told you out of 10, Jake. Reckon you was gutted. Good chemistry between you. Yeah. It was like it's a little bit bittersweet, because obviously I don't want him to go, and 3 months is a long time. And it's not even the idea that I'd be working on my own. It was more potential loss of earning, I suppose, because I know that together we can absolutely smash through the jobs, and with me on my own, it's like there's certain jobs that I'll need like a hell of a lot longer for. Obviously I'll miss him and the you know, the banter that we have and stuff, but also I'm seeing it as like a potential opportunity to just wind down a little bit for the winter and focus on actually growing the business properly. There's a lot of things in the business at the moment that are kind of broken, that aren't really working for me. Partly the admin side. I'm basically trying to do too much. I'm trying to do every role. That there's like 5 roles in the business, and I'm trying to do all of them, and I'm struggling. And there's just like the van and stuff. The van's pissing me off. It's just, I've been speaking to PWSAS today, and they're going to be putting Jakeys' machine onto a frame. I've already bought the 650 litre tank, and they're going to be taking Jakeys' machine off of his trolley and incorporating it into like a van built system on one sort of pallet style thing, so that the two machines are together, 2 high pressure hose reels together, and then 1 big low pressure hose reel going into a big tank. So we haven't got to carry around 2 buffer tanks with us. We haven't got to carry around like two machines. I'll be saving so much more room in the van. I'm gonna try and order loads of pro grip stuff and get everything hung on the walls in the van and stuff, because the van's just winding me up at the minute. I tidy it. I spend my day off like tidying it and making it like, maybe we could do it like this, and this is going to save us a bit of room, and this will be easier to tidy away, and this will be cleaner and stuff. And then we work in it for a day, and it's just trashed again. So I just need to really think about like some good design with it. And I'm potentially seeing this 3 months as like an opportunity to still work, but focus on what I want from the business. And I think what I want, I was talking to Rich about this funnel the other day, and this is the funnel for the business. So being on the tools and doing the work allows me to go to the next stage, which is film the work, create content, edit and post on YouTube and social media and all that sort of stuff, which is the bit that I love. That bit in the middle is I need to be doing the work to be able to film the work. And then the third bit is I'm that then also feeds like people wanting to be involved in the Discord and the before and after pictures, and I want to try and help people in more ways than just creating this like community. I was thinking today about like there's so much stuff, there's so many opportunities of like, Carl, thank you so much, mate. I'll just finish this thought. There's so many opportunities with one, this app that we've been working on, and it's out there at the minute in early access, and I haven't mentioned this to anyone yet, but it's going to be free for until we've got like a decent amount of features in it. We've put it out at like 7-day free trial, $4.99 a month. I'm actually going to change that to it's just totally free now, just so people can actually use it, enjoy it, give me some feedback, because I don't think it's quite feature heavy enough where I can justify asking for £5 a month for it. So that's the first stage. I'm trying to offer people value, and I want to figure out ways of how I can help people. And I was thinking today, like I'm spending so much time typing up little disclaimers to people when I'm doing, for example, like the waste will be left with you, and we're happy to bag it up for you, put it in a compost pile or a garden waste bin, for example. I either copy and paste or have to type that out in every single quote that I'm doing. There's other ones with repointing, like the Nexus Titan is not designed to hold slabs in place, so if you've got any loose slabs, those will need resetting beforehand. Roof cleaning, we can't be held responsible for the colour of the tiles once the roof's been cleaned. Any leaks are not the responsibility of they're the responsibility of you, and all this sort of stuff. I'm thinking I should be making just an easy either copy and paste plan for all these different jobs that we do, like applying biocide, maybe even applying weed killer, just like disclaimers and setting customers' expectations for you guys that are new to it, so that you can just copy and paste it, and you're like, it's sort of done for you. Just little things like that. I've been thinking about doing that sort of stuff for a long time, and I just don't have the time. I'm trying to do just trying to manage the business and stuff is just so difficult at the minute on my own. And so I'm thinking even like a couple of months off might be nice, just to reset and restart and get things actually working well. Level of sadness, I would say like an 8. Yeah, an 8. I'm happy for him, but I'm also, yeah. Carl, thank you so much for becoming a Circle member, mate. That's very cool of you. Welcome. You've got access to the Discord now, mate. Sorry, I'm just skimming through some of these messages. Craig, make me a winner. Hi Jake, I'm from the northeast. Leah, welcome. I'm looking to get started. If I could just ask you, is 2500 psi pressure washer good enough for doing driveways and patios? Thanks for the great videos. Leah, I would focus less on the pressure and more on the flow, the output of the machine. So if it's putting out 5 liters per minute at 2500 psi, you're gonna want to kill yourself after 5 minutes of pressure washing. If it's putting out 15 liters per minute or 21 liters per minute at 2500 psi, you'll be all right. It's more about the flow, the liters per minute that you want to look at. That's how they get your attention on like Amazon and stuff, is by 4000 psi, and it's like, it's not the bit you got to focus on. Generally, the industry standard is around about 200 bar. So 200 bar in psi is 2900. So you're not far off, yeah. What's that, about 170 bar, is it? Yeah, you're at about 170 bar there. 170 bar. 175 bar maybe. Which is fine. But industry standard is around about 200 bar, 21 liters per minute. If you're on a budget, 15 liters per minute is fine, and then you'll probably want to consider upgrading later on. If you're on a real budget and you're tight for space, I'd try and keep it under around about 13 liters per minute, because that way you won't need a buffer tank. Just Google what a buffer tank is, you'll find plenty of YouTube videos and stuff. Under 13 liters per minute, you'll be able to plug straight into the customer's tap, and you won't need a buffer tank. And it will be a small enough unit where you could potentially just fit it in the back of your car. So if you're just starting out, I'd consider all that as well. Honestly, if you've got that much work, 15 to 20 pound an hour, van provided, you'd be making a ridiculous amount per day to do work you can't do, and you've got your little runner clean up after you. Are you talking to Steve? Oh, I'm sorry. You guys are talking to each other. Have you thought about buying a diesel 3-cylinder high pressure washing system versus a Honda? No, the Horseman, no, I haven't. Should I? What's the idea behind a diesel pressure washer over a petrol one? From what I've seen, they look like bigger. They look massive. They look dirtier. All the ones that I've seen that have been in for like repair and servicing, they always just look absolutely filthy. Have they got more torque? Do they put out like more low end power? I don't know. I'm just thinking of like a diesel engine for a car. Don't know. Are they more reliable? Jake, just buy the premix stuff. Jake, just buy the premix still fuel mixture. Expensive but nice and simple. I run a battery power Einhell twin battery. Works well between charges en route. Then charge the batteries on between jobs en route. Okay. There's still fuel, like pre-mixed. Pre-mixed 2-stroke fuel. I didn't know you could get that stuff. 25 quid. Yeah, that is something to think about, isn't it, I suppose? I wonder where they sell that. I wonder if you could like get that local. No oil makes it go bang. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that was my fault then. I was going to see how winter goes as I'm opening up Preston next month too for gutters. Last year I was doing 4 gutters a day, so this year with another area and repeat, it's going to be crazy. Are you doing that on your own, Craig? Who's leaving? My colleague Jakey. Employee, colleague. I say colleague all the time because I feel like we just work together, but he's my employee, I suppose. Turbo tap. Purchased the Panther and generator yesterday on gutters too. My suction is more than yours. There we go. Was that after after you messaging me? You went for the Panther and the little generator. Good choice. Very good choice. Jakey's going Oz and taking Sophie with him to spend all Jack's cash. Ordering the Shadow next week. Is the Shadow the big one? Or is that the little dinger? Is it larger? Is it bigger motors, medium capacity? I can't remember. Oh, Shadow 3400. Come on. I'd consider having. Do they do a Shadow with the polypropylene tub? Because I'm not a huge fan of the metal, personally. If I was to get another big vacuum, I wouldn't have a metal one. I like the plastic. I feel like it's easier to clean out and less likely to get damaged. But this is 2 1700 watt motors, so that's essentially 2 Panthers. 2 Panther motors stuck together. Okay. And it's quite small, isn't it, really? I wonder what the capacity is compared to the Panther. It's a 50-litre drum. So it's a twin motor, 50-litre drum. What's the Panther? The Panther's the single motor. And it's a 37-litre drum. Okay, so the other one is a bigger drum. I'm guessing it's a wider machine as well. The Panther's very skinny and very small. I'm guessing the other one's wider. I'm sure they do gutter vacuums. I wish they had a page. Instead of all these poles and stuff and all these different combinations, I wish they just had a page where you can just see the different vacuums in different stages, going from like smallest to largest. When it's all these different pictures and stuff, it's quite confusing. Because that one is a photo with aluminium poles, whereas this one's a photo with carbon poles. And these ones are push fit carbon, and it's like, but what if I want that one with carbon poles? And it starts to get confusing. I think the first page should be just the vacuums. You click on the vacuum that you want, and then you sort of configure it afterwards. I think it's just the imagery that makes it a bit confusing. So they do. Oh, the Predator's the one with the plastic tank. And is that a triple motor? Oh, so you can choose between them. Okay. Polypropylene drum or steel drum. Yeah, I think I'd probably go Predator personally. All-terrain. This is confusing as well. You've got like an all-terrain chassis and a not all-terrain chassis. I feel like just one or the other would be better. Like the all-terrain one's obviously going to be better in it. Or is it wider? Maybe it's wider, so some people might want the other one. Julia, if you're watching from Gutter Vacuum Systems, I feel like this website could be streamlined by, instead of all this, instead of all these pictures and different combinations of stuff, you just have one vacuum. You click on the vacuum that you want, and then you configure it with drop-down menus here. So you can pick, do you want the aluminium tank or do you want the polypropylene one? Okay. Do you want the high-vis hose or not? Do you want the push-it carbon fiber poles? Do you want the normal carbon fiber or do you want the aluminium? And they're all just drop-down menus, so you can get rid of so much and just streamline the website, and it'll probably make the website run a bit faster as well, because it's kind of slow sometimes for me personally. That's what I'd do, because it can be quite confusing looking through all this. I feel like this is the one I'd go for. How big is the capacity on that? 76 litres. Okay, so that's like double the Panther, roughly. Massive. I've got the GVS 3600, and that's a little bit confusing as well. Like I've got a triple motor. It's a 3600, but it's not the Predator. It's the GVS 3600. So I've got something very similar to that, but it's not that. I've got that one, or have I got that one? Yeah. Evening Skid, welcome. Hope your week's been good. It's only Monday, mate, but it's going well so far. Making the van how you want it takes time and some money. Yeah, I mean, I'm not so concerned about the money and stuff. Not to sound like I don't care about the money. It's more about I'd have to sit down and take some time to design everything how I actually want it. That makes me anxious, because it's like, what if you design it and put all that money into something and then it doesn't work as you expected it to? So that scares me. And there's two, losing the van for like a couple of days just to be able to work on it and to be able to clear it out and start again. And so I'm thinking for the build, I'm going to wait until I go on holiday and see if Ollie can just have the van for like a week while I'm on holiday, so that he can just, he's got access to both machines, he's got access to the van, and he can just crack on and sort of do what he needs to do. Much love, Skid. I'm amazed by the amount of work I have picked up ad hoc the last few weeks. Conservatory roofs, for some reason, also charging good money, and they ain't that bad. Nearly booked out August now. I keep getting inquiries for gutter fascia soffit cleaning, and I just don't want to do it. I think I'm going to start just passing them to Bee's Knees. I saw you in the chat earlier, mate. I'm sorry that I ignored you. I saw your message and I skimmed past it. Welcome, if you're still here. I just don't want to do the work, and Jakey hates it as well, so I'm thinking about just passing it off to someone else. Use the Jenny with one motor turned on. The fuel mix includes the oil lubricant for the engine. No additive, no lube. Rocky, rocky, bang, bang. That's exactly what's happened then. Totally my fault. I'm an idiot. I thought I'll be alright just for one tank. Just one tank's worth. And then one tank turns into two, and you know how it gets. Is he starting on his own? No, he's just going to Australia for 3 months. I'm trying to hit everyone's messages, so I'm really far behind, but I am going to read all of them. Luke, you're so funny. I've been roof cleaning on my own for the past 3 years. It's a lonely existence, hard work, but I can always count on myself to be there 24/7. That's true. And I thought I was in exactly the same headspace as you about just over a year ago. I thought, like, I don't want to be dealing with people calling in sick. I don't want to be having to pay someone. I don't want to be having to deal with all pension contributions and like, what if they're not very professional, and all this stuff was going through my head. And then I just found someone really good, and that's all it is. I found Jakey, and he is, oh God, I'm talking about him like he's dead. He's fantastic, and that's all it is. It's hiring the right person, and it's not settling for someone that you've got doubts about. There's so many people that have asked me for a job, friends, family, people on Messenger and stuff, and it's like a lot of people just, they don't have what I require for the business, and so it's simple as that. I've got a vision for what I need for the business, and I think businesses are made by hiring talented people, and it's very easy to think, friends and family, it's like, might as well, because they're local and they're good at this, but actually, if you think about it, you should consider paying 25 to 50% more money to get someone that's just really, really good. Now my whole mindset has changed. It's like, I started out by thinking I don't want to hire someone because that takes money out of my pocket. But now, since hiring Jakey, I'm like, actually, we can get through more than double the amount of work sometimes. We're earning more money. And I would rather pay someone twice what they can earn with someone else if I think they're the right person for the job. And that's totally opposite to my mindset about over 12 months ago. I was just thinking of it as a loss, just a loss for the business, like hiring an extra person, which is crazy. That shows my lack of experience with being an employer. Half of it's technically paid with 4 jobs booked in, so I'm hoping for 4 a week, 1 day. Good to face your soffit clean. That's nice. Yeah, so you've already paid off the equipment before you bought it because you've got those jobs booked in. That's a good way of doing it. Hi Jake, how much do you pay for your public liability insurance, if you don't mind me asking? Just waiting on a quote from Howdens. I can't say the exact figure because honestly I don't know. I think it's about $350 a year, but that's employer's liability insurance, so it's not just public liability. It also covers me being liable if anything happens to Jakey. So I'm probably paying a little bit more. And they go through all the questions like what sort of stuff you keep in the van, how high you'll be working, and what sort of equipment you're using, and where your van's kept, and all that sort of stuff. So I pay £40 to £50 a month or something. I'm covered for 10 million. I don't think I chose that option, covered for 10 million. So that, and I didn't insure any of my tools or anything like that. So I think the quote, there was a huge bump up in the price when it came to, do you want to cover your tools? And I was like, nah. If I get my tools nicked, I'll be like, that's a good excuse to upgrade. Battery blowers will last 10 minutes max. 10 minutes max, they won't. I mean, it lasted more than 10 minutes, but not much more. They sell premixed fuel at Ron Smith near Screwfix in Worcester. Okay. I'm covered for 5 mil and pay £31 a month. Diesel engines should be more reliable, more torque. You can run lower RPMs, plus red diesel is low in cost compared to petrol. I'm currently trying to start, Elgin, welcome. I'm currently trying to start my own power washing business. I've done loads of free family jobs to gain experience and get photos of before and after. Literally got all my information from your videos. How do I go around getting my first paid job? I work full time, so I just do it on weekends. Start talking about it, man. When I was working full time, I was just talking about it constantly to everyone. Everyone I met, it was a bit psychotic, really, because everyone I met, even at my little girl's nursery and stuff, they'd ask me like, "How you doing? What you been up to then?" And I'd go every Tuesday, and I'd say, "Well, I've started my pressure washing business, and I'm just doing it on the side. I've just started. I've done like 5 jobs, and it's really exciting." And just getting in front of people of all different ages and just saying it, you'll get people like, the people want to support you if you're like a nice person. They'll want to say, "Oh, my mum needs hers doing, actually. Do you want to come around and give us a quote?" And from at that point, it just starts to snowball. Just keep talking about it. And those jobs that you have done, share them on your Facebook page, and say you did that job for your sister. Post it on your Facebook and get your sister to share that job and say, "Look at what my brother just done." And then all her friends will see it. That's how I did it. Metal's fine. It is fine. The metal cylinder for the vacuum, it is fine. I've got the 3600, the metal one. It's just, I feel like I'm scratching it every time I'm trying to scoop stuff. You know, when you're trying to scoop stuff out at the bottom and clean it out and stuff, which you shouldn't have to, because you can just wash it with your pressure washer or whatever, or rinse it with a hose. But I just feel like it's more susceptible to damage and potentially a little bit heavier when it's metal, maybe. I'm still running a 690 Honda. Had it for 2 years, 0 problems, but the 50 to 65 euro a day for petrol is costly, even though the client pays. Yeah, I've got the 630, I think, the Honda GTX 630, GX, the Honda GX 630. I think that's the one I've got. That's the one, mate. Your advice and my train of thought made me go for that. Mention the shadow, but like you said, though, being able to complete a job whenever made more sense. Yeah, having a generator and a vacuum, and just knowing that you can take that anywhere and do a job, I think is very powerful. Like, knowing you don't have to try and scratch around for access to a power supply, and knowing that you could take it up onto a flat roof if you needed to, and carry it through the back of a commercial building or something, or carry it up a fire exit. Or there's so much. Just being able to use your equipment. It's like when people, when customers say, "Oh, when you're doing pressure washing their drive or something," they'll say, "Oh, we haven't got a power socket out here. You might have to. Will your extension reach the power around the back?" And I'm like, "Oh no, it's a petrol machine. We don't need power." And they're like, "Oh, okay, that's good." And it's like, yeah, like, it wouldn't be. It made me think, like, God, what are some people's expectations that you're going to turn up with a little Karcher and plug into their power? I mean, I suppose we still need to plug into their water supply. So maybe when we're past that level, I can start thinking like, yeah, we are really independent now. I wonder how many people like have a standpipe, the standpipe license or whatever it is, and they never use the customer's water. I wonder how many pressure washing businesses only use their standpipes and get water from the street. I bet they never have water pressure issues. I bet they're saving so much time. I wonder if that's actually a thing. I'll have to ask H2O about that. I wonder if they do that. A diesel motor should last 8,000 hours compared to the Honda at 3,000 hours. I've not had one issue with my Honda. It's been turning off recently. I think the low oil cutoff is just like knocking the machine off. So you start it, it runs for like 10 seconds and then it just turns off. And then you start it again and it just runs fine. And I think that happened last time that the oil was slightly low. So I just need to top that up. But that's the only thing that's happened. Mine's brilliant. And mine's a second-hand machine as well. I got it from H2O Restorations. It was one of their old machines that they just bolted a new pump onto. The Shadow is supposed to still be very compact. Oh, okay. It's a tad bigger than the Panther, but you can have double the power. Yep. Jetpoint, welcome. The Panther in pressure washing terms, 15 litres compared to 21 litres. Predator is a 30 litre. That's a good analogy. Nice, Luke. Jake, we missed it last week. Check out GVS gutter pole water fed pole combi. I thought I looked at it, but I guess I was looking at the wrong thing. This website is so slow. Anyone else have issues with this website? What would you type in? Gutter pole. Is it like the last section that you pop in? Is it on the website? Rubber gulper. Ooh. That's what they used to call me in school. Ah, oh, so stupid. You'll have to... Can you send me a link on WhatsApp or something? Because I couldn't find it last time. We just got the Phantom. Is that the big boy? Very confusing, all these GVS products. Do you think so too? Oh, I've got to scroll back up. The chat keeps shooting down every time someone types a message. I am reading all of your messages. I don't care how long it takes me. Hello, Millhouse. Welcome. See what I'm saying? You smashed 4 gutters minimum per day with the Panther in less than a week. It paid for itself. That's wild. Each job taking you, what, 40 minutes? That's the cool thing about this industry. You get like... Yes, the equipment's expensive. Whether it's pressure washing or gutter vacuums. But like you land a couple of big jobs and it's paid it off within weeks. The GVS generator has gone down from 400 quid to 275. There we go. Equipped to Clean have proper done me over. I've had 3 fuel tanks and 3 fuel tank brackets. All the brackets have split in half and all 3 fuel tanks have leaked after a few days. That's a strange issue to have. Wonder if that's a bit of a design issue. Hi Jake, I'll be trying my luck on an estate which has lots of permeable block paving, but rather than sand they all have tiny pebbles between them. Any thoughts on a good pebble to sweep in? You want to be looking for is it pea gravel or like grit? No, pea gravel's too big. I came across a really good grit, and I think 4 to 10 mil is too big. I think you need something like 1 to 4 mil. It's not pea gravel, it's grit. Permeable grit. You can find it in some garden centres and stuff. Horticultural grit, 2 to 6 mil. Stuff like that I think would be good. That's expensive. Oh, there's one from how big is that from B&Q? That looks like it might be too big. It doesn't say how big it is. That's not good, is it? Joint grit, here we go. Ideally, you don't want to have to... This is the issue with this stuff, is you don't want to have to buy it online, do you? Handy bag. I mean, that's not a bad price, really. The issue with this stuff is, if you buy it online, you got to get it all delivered on a pallet, and then you don't know how much you need. And so it's like, what if I under order and then run out? I've got to wait another couple of days and get another pallet. So if you can find one local, I would personally recommend just going round your local garden centres and just looking at their little handy bags of different types of grit. Filling aggregate. Yeah, there's loads of builders merchants and stuff that do it. I think it's 1 to 4 mil is roughly what you're after, unless anyone's got any better ideas. I think that would be the sort of size to get, 1 to 4 mil. Good luck with trying to tap into a new estate though. Sorry I'm late, nightmare day. It's not good enough, Sussex. It's not. Don't let it happen again. Everything that could have gone wrong did. I'm okay. I have a beer. Cheers. Rip Jakey. Customer tried to clean their own block paving and completely blocked their drain with sand. We had that this week. We were cleaning. It was actually the video that I've just posted, where it was like it's a Mosier video. It's this one. So we were cleaning this one before we started. I just checked the drains. We always lift the drain covers, and there was one in front of the garage. There's one down here, and in front of the door and stuff. And we always lift the drain covers, clear them out. And I thought, that's like full already. It's like full of sand already. And so we scooped as much as we could out, and I started just putting water down into the drain, just out the end of the lance, just to see whether it was draining away or not. And it wasn't. It was just filling up instantly. I was like, this is a big drive, and all the water from us washing the drive is just going to end up down into this one corner. You can actually see on this Mosier diagram, you can see where the water's going to end up, and it ended up exactly where it said it would. And so that was quite a cool little thing, I suppose. I'll show you in a second. So if you look here, where it goes, where it changes colour, that bottom corner where it's light blue, that's where all the water flooded to. And I've never had to do this, but we had to leave the job with a flood because there was nowhere to divert the water. Luckily the customer came home just as we were packing up, and I said, look, normally here in this situation we'd have a pump, which is my mud sucker. I just call it a pump. We've got like 5 meters of hose on it, and we can plug it in there, and we can divert the water somewhere else. But because both of your drains are blocked already, and there's nowhere else to divert it apart from over the neighbour's fence, which I'm not going to do, there's nothing I can do with this water. It's just going to have to sit there, and when the water dissipates and it dries, it's going to dry dirty. And we're doing hard setting sand on this drive. And so I said, like, before we do the hard setting sand, what I'm going to have to do is clean the drive today, rinse it, leave the flood down in the bottom corner, and then come back on Sunday when it's all dried out, scoop up all the crap and give it like another light rinse in that bottom corner. So what was going to be 2 visits is now 3 visits. I mean, it didn't take us long, but it's a weird situation to be in. I've never had to do that. I've never had to walk away from a job when I feel like we haven't finished it. But the good thing to do in that situation is to clean the lowest point first. So the bit where you know it's going to flood, make sure you clean that area first, because then when it does flood, you're not trying to clean through like a puddle. You know it's already sorted. Pay rise Jakey. I don't think that'll keep him here, to be honest. He's on a good wage. Being on your own is so much easier for mental health, and the stress can be a lot. To be honest, my main concern with having an employee is making sure they're busy. And like with Jakey, I often think if it was just me, I'd like book a couple of days off next week just so I can sort of refresh, catch up, and just get on top of stuff. But then Jakey can't do anything because he can't drive my van because he can't get insured on it. It just so happens that, you know, even if I did send him out in his car to do a bit of resanding, you know, with sand, with a broom, and with a leaf blower, once he's done 2 jobs, take him like an hour or 2. That's it for the day. It's like you can't do nothing else. So that's my other concern, is just making sure that in order to keep him busy, I need to be busy. And I think that's the thing that's stopping the business from moving forward. Is in order for him to be busy, I'm also busy. If I could make it so that he can be busy doing something else. That's why I was thinking about bringing Rich on board. Like, he's already got a van, he can get insured and stuff. Like, if them two could go out together and put out the same level of work that I know they can do, while maybe I join them on some jobs, maybe I'm filming, maybe I'm editing videos and sort of catching up on admin, booking in quotes and stuff. Like, oh, this is another thing. I quoted a school last year. It was just before Christmas, and it was a big school, and it was a big quote. I think it turned out to be around about 12 grand's worth of work. I think I essentially did that thing that I always do with the school, is I go there to quote a job. I think it was gutter clearing that I went to quote, and as I was walking around with the staff, I think it was the caretaker, I was saying, the render's looking very green. Did you want me to price that up for you? And they're like, oh yeah, that definitely needs doing. You've got I had a look on Google Maps earlier. You've got about 120 solar panels on the back. Have you got anyone cleaning those? Oh no, that could do with doing as well. Yeah. What about all this block paving out the front? You got a couple of weeds coming through. Have you got anyone to sort that for you, or are you okay? Oh no, actually, put a price in for that as well. And before you know it, what's gone from like a sub £1,000 gutter clear has turned into like 12 grand's worth of work. And I thought I'd sort of insulted them with the quote because I then just never got back to me. But the lady called me today and said, we'd like to go ahead with the gutter clearing and all the solar panels to be cleaned. I'm sure your prices have changed a bit. Can you just re-quote it and get us booked in for when the kids are off? So it's like, that was a cool little thing, cool little moment. It's like, that happens quite often where you'll quote something, you'll hear nothing back, and then 6-12 months later, they'll be like, we'd like to go ahead now, please. It's like, what? Howden quoted me 1,500 quid. Bloody hell. The guy who's selling cheaper window cleaning poles, I think you recommended him, and now he's selling carbon vacuum poles. Anyone use these? If you're talking about CleanLink, I have some of his poles in my storage. And I've just not used them yet because I don't have a base pole. I forgot to get a base pole. But they look very high quality. This one as well has got a stiff gooseneck, a stiff carbon fiber gooseneck. So I'm looking forward to trying that out this winter. Where's the goosey? I can't see the goosey. Gutter vacuum pole grips. Ah, CleanLink are doing their own pole grips. Ooh, that's interesting. I need to look on CleanLink's website. They've added so much. Gutter vacuum necks. Here they are, look. Oh, they've not got the carbon fibre one. They've got generators. Bloody hell. Got a bit of everything now. Chemicals. Solar panel cleaning. Ooh. I'm going to have a good look on here. Chemical half masks. Orange. Nice. What was I saying? Can't remember what I was saying. Yeah, I've got some clamped carbon fibre poles. And they look very high quality. I've just not had a chance to use them because I haven't got the base pole. Thank you for the reply. Couldn't do anything without your videos, so big thank you for the content. Oh, no worries. I can't remember what we spoke about, but I'm glad it was helpful. Public liability, tools, cover, etc. No van insurance. 1,500 quid sounds like a lot. 10 grand's worth of tool cover. I'm biting the bullet on buying a Skyvac Interceptor in a few weeks. Getting PWS to build a system in van 2 weeks time, so I have no room for ladders anymore. You're keeping the ladders in the van? Can you not just do it on top? Put the ladders on top. I used the CleanLink pole to do fascias, soffits and windows all around the house. It reached it all with ease. The 22-foot one. Love it. There you go. Oh, Millhouse, did you win that pole? I'm sure you won one, didn't you? Don't go Skyvac. Good to vacuum systems. Also, you'll still need ladders. Get a roof rack. How many vans does H2O have? I think they've got like 3 vans and like 2 pickup trucks, I think, with trailers. So like 5 trailers. I did a video on H2O. If you haven't seen it, I think it's one of the best videos on my channel personally. I put a hell of a lot of effort into it. So it's definitely worth having a look at. It's this one here in the middle. Sole traders become business partners in 500 grand plus pressure washing business. It literally goes through all their kit, basically their entire business model. I think it's a really good video, so I am biased though. Don't want ladders on the back door due to advertising. Can't get ladders on my roof with it being high roof. Get a ladder going up to the ladders, like I've got. Surely. Like this. See that one in the middle there? I've got my Sprinter. I've got ladders on the back door. So you don't want the ladder on the back door because it'll cover your sign writing. I've got sign writing. I've got a ladder on the back door. I don't think it impedes too much, personally. That gutter pole combi is the world's most useless tool. How awful and awkward it would be to use. Are you talking about the GVS one? I still don't know what we're talking about. I still haven't seen it. Oh, Cedars has sent me a funny picture. I opened my WhatsApp to look at the link that he sent me. And he sent me this. So this is the combi thing. They've been selling this for years. I thought this was... I think you can screw this into like the roof scraping kits and all sorts. I'm sure this is the same one that... Yeah, look. Oh. So you can turn your... Oh, hang on. So you can turn your vacuum poles into a roof scraper. Oh. And then you've got a little stubby. Oh. Vacuum poles as a roof scraper is interesting. I wonder if that would be like much heavier than using a normal water-fed pole. Sounds ridiculous, but like, would it actually feel that much different? Do we think vacuum poles are stiffer than a water-fed pole of the same material? Because they're bigger, thick, like 51 mil compared to, I don't know what the water-fed poles are, but would they be stiffer? Yeah, I definitely still think you need ladders for the gutter vacuum. Yeah, definitely. Rarely come across block down pipes. Andrew, I think I would suggest you're not checking well enough, because I'd say probably 50% of jobs that we're clearing the gutters on, I check every downpipe. I go up there and check them all with the ladder, even after we've been over it with the gutter vac. And when you pull it apart, I'd say 50% of them have got stuff in them still that you can't get with a vacuum. I'm fairly accustomed to holding a large girth. What are we talking about? Paving sand will do the job, Jake. What are we talking about, Cedars? I can't remember. This was quite far back. Sorry. Gecko, welcome. So are you selling Jakeys setup? No, we're actually adding it onto my current setup. 1 to 6 mil grit. There we go. Oh, paving sand for permeable. Don't know about that. I wouldn't offer gutter clearing or any service above head height without a ladder. That's a good rule. Matt says, cheers, Jake. I've just got a Travis Perkins membership, so I'll see if they have any good grit. Good shout on the garden centres too. If I strike gold, I'll let you know. Yeah, I've not had much luck in Travis Perkins, to be honest. Do you not gutter vac the water puddles? We have done in the past, but this was a big flood. Like it would have taken many, many journeys. We could have, but it's like where are we pouring that water out? We could have done it around the back garden, I suppose. We could have. Yeah, you are right. We could have. I didn't think of that. I just saw this like massive volume of water and I thought we're just gonna have to let it dry. Anyone know anything about Travis Perkins standpipe you can get to fill up from fire hydrants? Travis Perkins rent them out, do they? Here if you need some help on site, mate. Gecko, thank you. Driving new business should be the aim if you leave the Lance, in my opinion, for growth. If you leave the Lance, that's a funny way of putting it. If you step away from the tools, if you leave the Lance. Driving new business should be the aim. I mean, we're not... The issue isn't generating leads. I can generate leads, that's not the problem. It's managing stuff. And I'm very overwhelmed at the moment. I'm trying to do too much. And my schedule is suffering. My customer service is suffering. My communication's suffering. Just my organisation in general. I want to be more organised, and to do that, I also feel like that's the other thing. I want to have an extra day off in the week where I'm not on the tools. So I want to work 4 days a week on the tools and 1 day a week just doing either visits, ordering materials, scheduling quotes, all that sort of stuff. But then what do I do with Jakey on that 1 day? That's my issue. That's been my issue from the start. I've always thought that was like the key to sorting out my calendar and stuff and staying on top of things. That 1 day I could book all my quotes in. I could have 1 day just for quotes, and it's like, just can't do it because then Jakey's stuck with no work to do. Jake or anyone had any experience in subcontracting gutter work, and what's a good day rate or percentage, for example, on a 4 to 5 terraced house in a day, using all my own gear and a van? So you're subcontracting work out to someone else, or someone else is offering you work. You bring all your equipment and your van, you do the work, and then they pay you. I mean, going off what the advice Squeaky Clean Dave gave me a while ago, if you're providing your own materials and you're travelling there and you're paying for your own fuel and all that sort of stuff, around about £400 a day would be like about right. 4 to 5 terrace houses a day. Yeah, it's around £400 or £500 for like skilled labour, isn't it, I suppose? Whether or not you'd consider it skilled labour, I would personally. Especially if you're working at height with ladders and stuff as well. What does anyone else think of that? If someone's providing all their own equipment, you could also just offer them a percentage on each job. So just because they've offered you this deal, you could say, well, actually, why don't I price the work? I'll price it 10% higher, 15% higher, for example. Leave 15% in for the subcontractor, so that they just make 15% on each job for generating the lead for you. 10-15% I think is about right, maybe 10. I'd say probably 10. It's low ticket work, and so you've got to consider, is 10% enough? But then also you're doing 4 or 5 a day, so now it becomes sort of slightly higher ticket. So I'm sure other people have got opinions on that as well. Late join tonight, lads. Busy. More demand than I anticipated already. Outgrowing the Parker. Off to see Darren this month for an alpha. Nice. Well done. glad to hear things are going well. Just thought I'd say hello from Tidy Bricks. Tidy Bricks. I was watching your video the other day. You were resetting. You took on a very brave driveway, resetting all them little sandstone cobbles. You was also using like quite a strange technique of. This was like a slurry, like a PBR slurry, and then you did. This was very satisfying. You also poured in this self-leveling thing. It was very interesting. I've never watched landscaping videos, and I know this isn't like. I suppose it is landscaping. This was more of like a repair than an install. I've never watched this sort of stuff before. I thought it was very cool to watch. Something really good to pass the time. I like your approach as well. You're very no nonsense and just crack on with it. Tell it how it is. No beating around the bush. You're already preempting the comments. And you're just like, look, this isn't supposed to be some brand new fresh install. It's just a repair job, so relax. I like it. We met at the cleaning expo as well. Are you still doing stuff for Moja? My van insurance is due and it's about £1,000. Started a really big job today. Should keep me busy for 2 weeks, hopefully. Nice. Have you got the carbon clamped poles for another vacuum? Why have you got 2 sets of vacuum poles? Fun fact, I've actually got 3 sets of vacuum poles. I've got some old equipped to clean poles. Then I've also got some poles that I bought with my Panther or my GVS 3600, I can't remember, from Goods Vacuum Systems. And then when I was at the cleaning expo, Tom from CleanLink said have a go with these, because I've never tried carbon poles before, so he sorted me out with 4 carbon poles, and I've just not had a chance to use them because I haven't got a base pole. Dead proud, really. Set myself a goal of getting a van and a new machine by the start of next season. We'll have done both inside of 6 weeks. That's crazy. That's really cool. This week I got my new van. No more small Citroen Jumpy 1H2L. You'd laugh seeing how I've been working for so long. I was talking to Rich about this the other day. Like he's working in this little Peugeot Partner that I started out in, and his machine and his tank is taking up most of the van, and he's sort of scratching around for space. And going from that to a big van where your machine's mounted and everything's sort of got its place, it makes so much difference. It's so nice. When you go from that for the first time, it's such a good feeling. Question for anyone that's been doing this work for a couple of years. Has there been a huge influx of newbies starting out? I hear a lot of people say it's worryingly quiet and wonder what the reason is. Every industry is quiet. Every trade is quiet, so I wouldn't put that down to just pressure washing. And also, over the last 4 years, every year you get all the people that have been in it a while, even the people that have been in it for a year. You see people, I remember there's some people that have just started a year ago, and then a year later they're in the Discord group, they're in the Facebook groups complaining that there's too many newbies starting up in their area. It's like, mate, you just started up yourself a year ago. What are you complaining for? Like you're some veteran that's been doing it 10 years. The culture of this industry just is so funny. It winds me up so much. It doesn't wind me up, actually. It's just funny to see. Funny to see like egos being thrown around. But people do start up and drop off. I would say, hot take, I would say there's just as many people starting up as there are quitting. I reckon if you had a graph, it would be fairly straight. I reckon that line would be fairly straight. A couple of people start up and then a couple of people pack it in and they sell their equipment on Facebook Marketplace. I reckon it's pretty steady. Maybe a slight incline over the years, maybe. So when's Jakey leaving? 30th of September. It gets worse each year with all the Herberts on YouTube telling everyone it's easy and they're making £1 million a week. Not Jake, of course, but honestly, people are giving so much info, even the customer could do the job themselves. I mean, you don't have to exclude me from that group. I understand what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Just because we're friends, it doesn't mean you don't have to lump me in with the other YouTubers. I understand what's happening. But everyone finds their way. Everyone finds their thing. And if people aren't adapting to the market, there's people that have been doing this job 10 years and they haven't adapted. They don't have a social media presence. They're not doing stuff on TikTok. They're not doing Google ads or Facebook ads and stuff, and they're wondering why they're quiet. It's like, you're not trying. You're not adapting. You're not making use of all these tools that have just been handed to you on a plate. If you've not got a social media presence as a business these days, what are you doing? You're just missing such an easy opportunity. I actually think it's crazy. Because it's not hard. Spend one evening just learning it. If you think if you're saying like I'm a huge technophobe and I don't want to do Facebook and stuff, it's like, well, stop complaining then. You're gonna fizzle out into irrelevance. If you haven't got a Google page with Google reviews, if you haven't got a Facebook page with Facebook reviews, if you're not posting before and after pictures and doing little videos and stuff, if you're not staying active, what are you doing? I mean, some people will quite happily find... This is not for the people who are busy and who are quite happy doing what they're doing, and all their work comes from recommendations. They don't need to advertise. They're not paying for Google ads or anything like that. They're plodding along and they're doing fine. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people that are whinging that they're quiet. And it's normally the people that have been doing it for a while and they haven't adapted the business in the slightest. They're still doing the same things they were doing 10 years ago. And now it's not working and they're blaming me. It's like, look what I'm doing. I'm posting 3 or 4 stories a day. I'm doing like 3 or 4 reels a week. I'm posting before and after pictures almost every day. I'm doing stuff on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Got a website. Like, there's so much opportunity. You can call me a YouTuber that's just giving out free advice and stuff, and I'm killing the industry. But actually, I don't have to pay for any adverts. I don't have to. I'm not like putting any effort into conventional marketing because what I'm doing works. So instead of like blaming me, Why don't you just, without sounding cocky and big-headed, why don't you take a leaf out of what I'm doing and try and do something similar? I'm literally doing this every week so that I can help people, and people are blaming me for killing the industry. I think it's an absolute joke. Sorry, Steve, that was like not aimed at you. Mr. Smelt killing the industry, yeah, I know, yeah. I'm thinking of looking for telescopic ladders for a van space. I'm just not sure how they'd hold up. I've had a go on my mate's little telescopic ladders. They don't feel safe at all. They feel horrible. I need a wee. I'll be back in a sec. Sorry, I've been sat here like wriggling around, squirming. I'll be back. Sorry, everyone. Instead of just showcasing work like Jake does, it's all, ooh, ah, look at me, I know everything, so I'll tell you all. So is that what I'm doing? I'm showcasing work. I'm not telling you how to do it. I think some of my videos are a little bit sort of guide-ish. I'm not ashamed of that. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm quite happy with what I'm doing anyway. What's the average delivery with Pure Seal? 1 to 3 days. So you normally get it like next day. It's a little bit pricey, the delivery is. That's all. Four to 5 terrace houses a day. What are you going to do all afternoon? You and Craig are so cocky. Nice one, Jake. I'm going to sleep on it. Harry, I can't remember what we spoke about, but no worries. I see it a fair bit, these influencers, whilst I'm starting to slowly build experience and the right kit. I wonder whether people in the industry are doomed. People with a cart shot undercutting you. Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing that does set me apart a little bit from influencers and gurus and stuff, I'm not trying to teach people necessarily. I'm just telling you what I've done. I'm showing you what I've done. I'm showing you the mistakes that I've made. I'm not necessarily telling you how to do it when I've only been doing it a week myself. I'm very careful about trying not to come from the angle of teaching people. I'll tell you how I do it and the equipment that I like. I'm trying not to teach people necessarily. He is still repping Moja. Oh, okay. £900 for the insurance for a Mark 8 transporter. They'll all be selling their stuff come September. Do you not think certain customers are quiet since the use of buyer side too? That's an interesting question. Are you saying because people are buyer siding roofs and maybe ground surfaces that you're not having to go back every year? I would say probably not. I'd say the buyer side maintenance plans, if you sell them right, should just substitute the pressure washing. The income stays the same. So say I'm doing a patio and I'm pressure washing it every year for 160 quid. Ideally, if you were to maintain that every 6 months going forward, it's probably going to be about an 80 quid visit without pressure washing it and just doing a chemical treatment and a biocide, or just a biocide. So it's still 80 quid every 6 months, 160 quid a year. So you could either wash it and potentially like cause damage to the pointing and stuff over the course of a couple of years, or you can wash it once and maintain it with a chemical treatment for the same price. And it's not necessarily a upsell for the customer, but it's better for the patio. So that's how you sell it. That's how you sell the maintenance package. Same with roofs. Just because you're biociding a roof, you still maintain it every 12 months. 170 quid for another biocide treatment in 12 months time, I think is quite reasonable. You just say, we'll keep it topped up, and it means you won't have to pressure wash it again if we just keep doing the biocide every year. It's just about how you sell it. Interesting question though. Most trades have been quiet the first half of this year, from shop fitting to some of the log burner installers I know. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It must be the economy. There are always hardly used pressure washers for sale on Facebook where they'd find out it's harder than they thought. Yes, that's what happens with a lot of people. They'll start up because they see people on YouTube like myself. They do it. They do their first job. They get absolutely filthy. It takes them 3 times longer than they expect. And within 1 or 2 jobs, they think, I am not cut out for this industry. Or I can be earning easier money doing something else. And that's absolutely fine. It's good that people give it a try. I would personally avoid buying something really expensive if you're totally new to the industry. I'd start out cheap and just see if you like the work first. But yeah, I think people filter out because they think I'm just not cut out for this. It's like roof cleaning. People buy all the equipment, start roof cleaning. They'll do one roof and they'll think, no. I know people said this was hard, but I thought I could do it. But no, I'm not doing it again. And then they sell all that roof cleaning gear. I do advertise, but it's not full. It's not a full week every week. I was thinking this could top me up. Harry, I'm not too sure what you're talking about. Shoplifting's doing really well though. Jakeys not setting up himself. He's travelling to Australia for 3 months. LRS, welcome. Been here since 4 PM building a monster water station at my lockup for me and others. Nice. That sounds cool. I was thinking about doing that. Just like a pure water filling station. Sussex, welcome. No, I think you do it differently. You're showcasing work, not giving tutorials. Okay. Appreciate it. The problem with some newbies in the business is there are a lot of cowboys doing a horrible job and giving roof cleaning a bad name. This is a little sad. Also, going way underpriced, and you know it's unattainable for you as a business that tries to grow. Can't compete with a low price. Yeah, I mean, you've also got to be safe in the knowledge that those people will fizzle out. They won't be able to run a business charging those prices and not getting recommendations and stuff. You undercharge. It means you can't maintain, repair, replace your equipment. You can't upgrade because you're not charging enough. You can barely pay your own bills and your own wages and stuff, let alone pay for repairs. And if you're doing a crap job, that customer's not going to have you back, and you're going to need to work overtime or do some dodgy stuff to try and get new leads. And it's just not sustainable. Those people will fizzle out. You can complain about them all you want. They're irrelevant. They shouldn't even be on your radar because it's pointless. They're not your competition. Some fellas pushing kiln dried into permeable paving out your way recently, Stee and Washy. I've booked a drive and a patio today, both in areas that aren't my primary area. Those were from social media posts over the weekend. We put out a fire the other day. Some of you might have saw it on my Facebook, and I got a gutter clearing.
So there's a fire.
I got a gutter clearing quote today, and I just happened to say on the phone, I was like, out of interest, where did you see us? And she said, I saw you putting out a fire on Facebook. I was like, how random to put out a fire and then think, oh, I wonder if they do gutter clearing. Can't blame Jakey, it's a good opportunity. Yeah. Can't blame him. My problem is I keep forgetting to ask for reviews. May just go back to all the customers, ask them to put some reviews up. Facebook is where all my jobs come from. Yeah, it's a really important part of the thing, of the pipeline, is people click on your page. Even if you're running ads, people click on your ad, they go to your page, and if you've not got many reviews, and if you've not got much content on there, and if you haven't posted in 6 months, they're probably just going to find someone else. Soft washing scene down under is mental, is it? I've done 1 or 2 with sand as the customer wants sand. Ooh, was it you, Craig? Tell him, Jake. Tell him how it is. I agree. Had a local lad message me regarding work, and I said about Facebook, etc., and he posted 6 times since January, but can't seem to see why his Facebook struggle. I try do hard and give, and sorry, I try hard and have gained nearly 3,000 followers. Yeah, you just put some effort in. It's very simple. The harder you work, the better your results. The thing that annoys me on Facebook is the groups that only let you post one business post a week. Conrad, I agree. I've stopped really posting in groups unless I've got something interesting to share on their group. I keep posting videos in one of these local groups, and the lady keeps messaging me saying, no videos, no more than 4 photos. And I'm just like, I'm going to just keep doing it just to wind her up. This little power play that she's got, she's running this little Facebook group with about 180 members. It's a little village community group. What do you mean no more than 4 photos? How does that affect you? They allow business posts, but no more than 4 photos. No videos, because videos are bad. And I'm just going to keep trying to post in there, and I'm going to keep winding her up. Just because I'm petty. Should do some industry killer merch. Oh my god, that's such a good idea. Dave, that is a sick idea. Industry killer. That's going to be my t-shirt for the next cleaning expo. Yes. Yes. Sick idea. The last one I was wearing Game Changer. This year it's going to be Industry Killer. Yes. Thanks for the idea. Most of us aren't as handsome as you, except Cedars in his pink tutu. No, see, that's an easy cop-out, Sussex. You don't even have to show your face. It can be a faceless brand or whatever. It's content. It's just putting out quality content. It's not about showing your face and not being ugly. I need to step up my game with advertising. I have 1k a month on Google. It's good but not fantastic. Oh, my phone just thought I was talking to it. So if you consider, if you're not doing online stuff, you say you're not fantastic with online stuff, I reckon you could save yourself $1,000 a month in Google Ads and just start posting content instead on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok or whatever. I reckon if you were to just save that money and think, I'm gonna, instead of spending $1,000, I'm gonna put all that effort into posting regular content, I reckon you won't need to pay that £1,000 a month. I reckon stuff will start coming in organically. I call it organic, but it is advertising, isn't it? You are not killing the industry, Jake. Thanks, Simon. You are helping people in the industry, is what it is. And it's not as easy as people think. And you've helped a lot of us. Thanks, Jake. Oh, thanks, Simon. You're not killing any industry. The average person doesn't want a garden to maintain. Pave it over. There you go. Thanks, David. $1,000 a month on Google. I thought the same. Why don't you read the latest comments? Why don't you read the latest chat comments? I do. I'm reading every single person's comment. But because I'm reading but you guys are typing so quickly, I'm still up here, going through these ones up here, and you guys are still typing. And so I never reach the bottom. But I think it's important that if you guys type a message, that I read it. So I'll take as long as it takes to get through them all. So if it looks like I'm either missing people, or if it looks like I'm not talking about a relevant subject because we spoke about it 10 minutes ago and then I'm replying, that's why. I did 9 gutters in one day when we went in the same van. That's crazy. I thought me and Zach did well when we did 5. I've just upsold the biocide on a driveway I cleaned at the weekend. Clean then resand was 245 quid. The biocide treatment next week is 95 quid. And I'll be back in 6 to 8 months. Prices aren't miles apart. Yep, exactly. If you can offer weed killer and biocide, so the ultimate package, really, the ultimate maintenance package is pressure washing, well, pre-treat with weed killer, pressure wash and resand the driveway, seal the driveway. I'm not normally a huge advocate of sealing, but either sealing the driveway or doing hard setting sand, and then maintaining that with biocide and weed killer. That is the ultimate maintenance package, I think. If there's anything I've missed, let me know. I think that's the ultimate package. If you can offer that as a service, and you can be like good and effective at all those things. You could even have packages. You can have the bronze package where you don't seal the drive. You could have the silver package where you do the hard setting sand. You can have the gold package where you seal the drive. And then you could mix up whether you have like a 6 monthly or a 12 monthly biocide, a 2 monthly or a 4 monthly weed killer application. Like you could, there's so much stuff you could do there, but and then just make it like it's an easy funnel. People don't want the bronze package. They might go for the silver, but they think, for the silver I could spend an extra 50 quid or extra 100 quid and get the gold. And it's like the Apple thing where you never buy the cheapest, you know what I mean? And you're offering the customer value along all of those packages. So it's not about like exploiting the customer and getting as much money out of them as possible. You're offering real value. And if the customer can have their drive washed once and then just maintained, and maybe you say in 2.5-3 years time we might need to pressure wash it again, but in the meantime we can maintain it. Like that's like the ultimate service, I think. There are 28 million homes in the UK. I don't think biocide has killed the industry, and there are plenty of customers out there for all of us. Market your business properly. I'm astounded at how much money there is out there. You know, when you drive through like a decent area. I know I only know a few really wealthy people, and they're all customers of mine. I don't personally know any wealthy people, anyone that I would consider like very wealthy. You know, big house, nice cars and all that sort of stuff. But if you just drive around and look at some of the houses, and if you just compare that to the prices of houses these days, we went, no one will know where this is, but we went through Henley the other day, Henley and Arden. On the outskirts of Henley, there's a house for sale. And it almost looks like a council house. Like, it doesn't look particularly attractive, but it's a 5-bed house in Henley, which is like a really nice area. And I thought that's got to be pushing like 500 grand, that is. Because we've been looking at house prices. It's got to be pushing 500k. And so I've had a quick look online, and it was over 700 grand for this 5-bed house, just because of the area that it was in. The point I'm making is, you drive around and you look at how many houses, how many of these big houses that none of my friends or family have the ability to purchase. Not that I know of anyway. And it's like, there are so many out there. There is so much money around, and I don't know how all these people are making that much money. Fair enough, some of them might be, you know, the much older generation, and maybe they've inherited wealth, maybe they're part of a, I don't know. But just people local to me, local to Redditch, there is so much money out there. And so to say that there's not enough work out there, or that people are stealing your work, it's like you're just not trying. You're not targeting the right. I don't know. Never got sucked into roof cleaning. Already know that isn't and won't ever be for me. It's worth giving a go once. Craig and Steve are just having like their own business chat in the YouTube. Is it late to start in your 30s? No, I started when I hit 30. That was what caused me to... I was approaching my 30th birthday, and I was like, I need to do something now. I need to do something substantial with my life, because so far I've been coasting. I've been taking whatever sort of opportunity just falls into my lap. And I've not pointed my life in any specific direction. I've not followed any passions. I've not been consistently doing any one thing. I've just been floating around. And so I thought, I'm hitting 30 soon. I need to do something. And that was the moment where I started the pressure washing business. And I was like, I'm just going to do this for 12 months. I passed your number on last week. Last called Kimberly in Walshaw. I do her drive and patio once a year. She asked last week about me doing her roof. Said absolutely not, but passed your number on. Okay. Thank you. Piss off, Jake. I'll put out a fire first. They booked in their roof today. Oh, nice. Get yourself one of those grinder shrouds to fit onto your gutter vac. Saves the clouds of dust. Yes. I've been meaning to do that for a while, actually. The only thing is, Julia from Gutter Vacuum Systems said it's not good for your vacuum if you're sending grinder dust through it, like cement dust. She said it's not. It'll kill the vacuum very quickly because it's like super fine. Adding spikes to gutters, I'd rather stroke my piece with sandpaper. Writer, Fireman Sam. Fireman Smelt. What makes me laugh is new lads, they've done 4 or 5 drives and then start straight on roofs. You know, there are some people that start in this industry that haven't done any ground surfaces. They buy all the equipment to do roof cleaning and then they jump straight up on a roof. I think that is absolutely mad. You don't even know how to use your gear yet. You don't even know how to adjust your pressure. and your first job is a roof clean, I think that is absolutely bonkers. There's people that do it. There's people that have come in the Discord that have done it. Grind out dust should be vacuumed, not blown away. Lots of regulation about dust now. Oh, okay. That's interesting. She must get off enforcing the group rules. No videos. I know. Get a hobby. I know. I bet she loves it. Everyone, don't forget we're organising a night out for the end of this month, maybe early next. Want to come? Get in touch with me via Discord or message on Facebook. Yeah, get in touch with Craig Washy. Yeah, we're doing a night out, apparently. Hi Darren, welcome. You're going to keep winding her up till she has her drive cleaned? Yeah, exactly. Last day for me tomorrow then. Holly Bob's. Nice, where are you going? I tend to post daily and alternate groups, never post in the same group more than twice a week. Shop will be open as usual. Won't be there for the week. No, but nobody can ever get a hold of you, which makes no difference whatsoever. I'm sure you're squirreling away in the background, Dazzler. You only do 4 hours a day though, Jake. Do 5 in a day for you is good, I guess. We generally start at around 9 o'clock. Turn up at the customers at 9 o'clock. And then on a good day, we're done by about 2. Recently, we've been doing more like 8:30 till 3:30, 4-ish. Hi mate from Bob. Hi mate from Bob from Small Heath, Birmingham. Bob, welcome. I had a guy call me the other day. No, he filled out, he went through the whole effort of filling out my contact form on my website to ask for a quote just to sand and seal a driveway. And it was in Redditch. And I thought, just sand and seal, like why don't you want it pressure washed? And then I looked at the address and I thought, I've done the gutters at that house and I've done all the back patio and stuff. What are the odds of that? And it's a bloke, and the woman lived on her own. So that's weird. She was an old lady who lived on her own, and I've already cleaned her back patio, and she said she didn't want her drive doing. And now someone's got in touch from the same address. It's a young bloke, and he wants a quote just to sand and seal, not to wash. And I was like, that seems weird. What's going on? And so I phoned him and I said, just to clarify, like, are you just want a quote to sand and seal? And he's like, yeah, I just want a rough price, just like an estimate. I said, what was the address again? And he forgot the address that he gave me. I was like, and also, when I phoned the number that he left on my contact form, it came up with so-and-so exterior cleaning. I was like, ooh. This guy is trying to find, he wants to know how much I charge just to resand and seal this random driveway. It's not even his address. And he's just so happened to pick an address. What are the odds of this? It's an address in a town of, what, 30,000 people? Redditch? 90,000 people. A town of 90,000 people. He has chosen an address that I've already visited and done work at to put into the contact form. And so I said, mate, I know you're an exterior cleaner because it says it when I dialed your phone number. It comes up on my phone. And he was like, oh, yeah, I was just trying to get like a rough idea of pricing and stuff. I said, yeah, but you're pretending that you need a quote. You're wasting my time. I said, if you'd have asked me for help instead, I'd have helped you. You've gone about it in totally the wrong way. Considering I do this, and I do this every week, and I'm here to help people, and yet this guy, that's probably where he's found me. He's seen me on social media and stuff. He's probably seen me on YouTube, and he's gone through the effort of filling out my contact form, pretending to be someone he's not, just to get an idea of my pricing, instead of just straight up asking me. Like, what's he thinking? I couldn't believe it. I said, mate, if you'd have just asked me, I'd have helped you. And then we exchanged messages, and I ended up helping him, and he was grateful. It's like, you don't need to waste my time. I thought that was interesting anyway. I thought that was a funny little story. What are the odds of that? I know Henley and Arden well, mate. I'm from Warwick. Oh, yeah, of course. It's Warwickshire, not Worcestershire. We did a roof last week. I wanted to take a video of this house. Burton's one phone. I had to take 4 photos. It was that big. They bought the detached house next door, converted it into a 3 double egg. Steve, your messages are all over the place. Are you pissed? Buy a cheap Henry Hoover for them jobs. That is a good point. For the repointing jobs, just a cheap Henry. Yeah, good point. I also started at 30. I did have a road painting job for 10 years. Never looked back. The appreciation you get from clients is what I do it for. Yeah, the worst ones are when you've really worked hard on like a driveway or a patio and it looks stunning and they don't say anything. They're just like, how much was it? Yeah, cheers, mate. Thanks very much. And it's like, aren't you going to say something? Like, let me send you the before and after pictures because the transformation was insane, I promise you. It's like, aren't you going to say wow or something? It's not the money. It's like, I wanted to impress you. All my mates are wadded. I've never heard that expression. Does that mean they're rich? They're wadded. I'm the poor relation. The few that are employed are on like 250 to 500 grand a year. Most are self-employed and make far more than I do. It's ridiculous. I mean, what jobs? The few that are employed are on 250 to 500 grand a year. What job in the UK pays 250 to £500,000 a year? Unless you're a footballer or whatever. What job pays that? Accountants? Estate agents? I understand if you're self-employed, because when you go self-employed, there is no limit to your potential earning. But when you're employed by someone, there's always a limit to your potential earning. So I don't understand how you can earn 500 grand a year being employed. Maybe I'm just naive. Hi Jake, very late today. Millhouse, welcome back. I was watching back from the start. On the poll, yes, I won it. Absolutely love it. The difference in the house is night and day. The fascia soffits were green and black. Nice. Hi. You okay? I'm probably going to come off soon. What time is it? 10 to 10. Been going for 2 hours and 20 minutes. I'm going to catch up with these messages and then I'll come off. Right? Love you. Don't tell me what to do.
You're saying that to me now?
I've just got to go and say goodnight to Soph. She wants me to give her a good night wedgie. I'll be back in a sec. Gave her a proper good wedgie then. See you, Darren. Have a good holiday, mate. Just buy a Henry reconditioned for 30 quid. Who's buying a reconditioned Henry? How much are Henry vacuums? They're 130 quid. That's actually more than I thought they would be. Neil says, I'm in the process/trial stage of a clean guarantee. An initial clean followed by 3 treatments a year. If your drive or patio does get dirty, we'll pressure wash it for free. Great feedback so far. That's interesting, Neil. An initial clean followed by 3 treatments per year. What sort of treatments are they, Neil? Is it biocide, or is it weed killer, or is it a combination of the two? Good feedback so far, that's cool. I'd be interested to know your pricing on that as well, if you wouldn't mind sharing. I get all these sneaky other businesses trying to find out my prices. I mean, Harry, what are your prices? Luke, you're so funny. I love it so much. I keep getting calls asking if I can fix their pressure washers. I'm top on Google. Really? I just rang the first number. Jake's getting cake. I want to thank you for real. Horseman, you're getting emotional. I want to thank you for real. The content, the good and the bad, it makes me feel better about myself as well. To see that we all struggle and have problems on some jobs. They're all so relatable. Good night. Thank you, mate. I really appreciate the kind words. Thank you. I'm glad that you find it useful. We're all in it together. We are indeed. Wet and forget is killing the industry. Grandad puts it down once a year and goes over the weeds with one of those Ryobi brushes. Looks chuffing brand new. Not been pressure washed in a decade. I mean, some of the sealed driveways look incredible. I'm not a huge advocate of sealing, but when it's done right, when it's done properly by a true professional, and it wasn't particularly weedy in the first place, you know, pre-treatment with weed killer, clean it, seal everything in, and the sealer is mint. It's like a perfect job. That surface will look good for ages. It's very cool to see, like, a couple of years down the line, it still looks good. Guys, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for watching. Have I got anything else to talk about before I head off? Let me just quickly look. I think I'm going to change the app to a free app instead of a paid app. So hopefully, look out over the next couple of days. I think it's a good move for the minute until we add some like crazy features. It will be paid at some point. I've put a lot of money into that app and to the development, so it's really good. It's good as it is, and I think it's going to be useful for a lot of people, but I just don't think people are willing to part with their £5 a month just yet. So, oh, another little top tip. Jason in the general chat posted today, and he said, just a quick tip, found out today the white adapters that come with the little hose lock connectors fit nicely onto those little isolation valves found under toilets and sinks, cracking water pressure off these as well. So the little white one, I normally take that out to put it onto the garden tap, but he said that those ones actually fit these little isolation valves. So that's cool. You can just turn it off with a screwdriver, unscrew that, and screw your hose connector on top of it like that. Look, that would be probably a much more watertight connection than trying to do it off of the tap, putting one of them dodgy adapters on the tap. So that's good to know. That's very interesting. Nice little tip. Cracking little tip. We love little tips here. Gecko, thank you for watching. Hi guys, thanks for paying my bills, but my booty call is here. What do you mean, thanks for paying my bills? You don't have to pay anything to watch this. This is free. You dickhead. You're not even paying in the Discord. You've got a free membership to the Discord. You pay every month because you want to. You weapon. Peace out, gents. Thanks, Turbo Tap. Lukey boy. Cheers, Jack and crew. Is it on Apple yet? No, it's just Android at the moment. Hey, you've joined just as we're leaving. Sorry, mate. Bye, everyone. Have a great week. Have a really great week. A really, really good one.